really the story of a rivalry and an intense competition in Formula One that took place during the 70s between two, extremely different characters. One guy, an Austrian perfectionist that they nicknamed the Rat, and one of England's most charismatic, dynamic, sort of eligible bachelors, playboys in all of sports, James Hunt. And these are the two guys who happen to be going toe-to-toe, head-to-head in that 76 season.
This season is just amazing. It couldn't be more dramatic. And you didn't need to add that much because it was already like the most exciting script for a movie.
Two guys that it couldn't have been further apart in personality and their approaches to the sport, but both equally as talented, and they have this fierce rivalry, but also this incredible respect for one another.
And it also goes into their personal lives and what was driving them and how their obsession with beating each other really drove them, each of them, to greatness.
And honestly, they had so many twists and turns in their personal life that it surprises audiences at every screening.
The thing that caught my eye was Nicky. I met him in Vienna, and then I felt that it was probably, time that somebody told his story, and I asked him if he would let me do that. And I warned him that he probably wouldn't like what I did, and that I wouldn't let him have any control over what I did. But he was very generous, and he decided to throw his hat in with me, and we went for it.
How's it going so far?
It's fine. Just got a little problem with an Austrian rat and his team of Italian cheats who've destroyed my car.
Ron Howard doing the film was just instantly something I was attracted to, and then I didn't know much about James at the time. Read the script, did some research, and kind of fell in love with the character and the world and glitz and glamour of the 70s. So.
Working with Ron Howard and the incredible script by Peter Morgan, I didn't know anything about F1. I still don't know anything about F1.
I knew that Formula One was visceral and cool. I'd been to a race one time, and here's what I remembered, that you heard it before you laid eyes on the car. You felt it in your chest before you laid eyes on the car. It's visceral.
The first thing I said to Ron was, let the loud noises win. We better have some really good sound designers, because the whole thing is, if you don't hear those engines, I'll take care of the character scenes.
Nicky Lauda and James Hunt side by side. An incredible battle between these two great drivers.
This is a movie where different people take different things, and this is a movie that doesn't really take sides, but it really is a kind of a survival story. It's about two guys trying to achieve greatness in their own way. Two guys who are, absolute individualists. That's one of the things that I find very noble about them.
As a spectator, you will get to know two very different men, absolutely fascinating men, and it is such an exciting and thrilling journey back to the 70s, which was such a glamorous and crazy time, especially in Formula One.
This is not a film with an agenda. It's not a campaigning movie. I hope you have a great night out in the cinema, and I hope it surprises you.
It's about two guys who are absolutely honest and said what they wanted to say and what they thought, and they weren't hiding anything. It's kind of take it or leave it.
I mean, it's edge of your seat, white knuckle excitement. It really is. And I think people want to go have an experience that's emotional. They want their heart to pound. They want to see Chris take his shirt off. All of these things will happen.
It's a wonderful way to live. It's the only way to drive. The closer you are to death, the more alive you feel.